So let's have a talk about shopping at Temu to buy things for your travels. This isn't a paid endorsement or anything like that, just relating some of my experiences. Do your own research, try it out yourselves, see what you think. So I'm going to go through a number of the products that I've purchased and kept. As you'll hear, most of the stuff I've ordered I've had to send back because it's been rubbish, and that's a pretty common theme with Temu. Most of it's junk, but nevertheless you will find stuff that I think you will find quite useful for your travels. So let's get on with it. We probably want to get this over and done with pretty quick. I'm here in Mexico City sitting out on a terrace, and it's getting quite hot, so away we go. Now let's get on to what we'll call travelling pants or hiking pants or sports pants. These are called outdoor power wear, if we can, power wear, outdoor. Anyway, what these are is long synthetic pants. These happen to be black, waterproof zips. So zip pocket's important when you're travelling. It's at least a tiny barrier to pickpockets. And these are so comfortable, very light, extremely light. Great for long haul flights actually, because you don't want to be stuck in jeans or anything that's uncomfortable. So these and the next pair I show you, just really comfortable on a plane, but also just comfortable wearing around, really light, easy to wash and dry, and fantastic purchase for low 20s. Can't recommend them highly enough. Now the other pair I got, I'm actually wearing at the moment, so I might just have to put a picture of that, because if I stand up my camera is tracking me, so it'll just follow my face, so you're still not going to get to see them. They're slightly different, as you'll see in the picture, which I probably it's probably being overlaid as we speak. Slightly different style. I wear these far more often than the black ones. The black actually looks a little bit too formal, to be honest, rather than just knocking about and travelling. So when I got these, I thought these are fantastic, and I wore them all through Peru last year for a month, hiking in rain and sleet and snow, like I've referenced to some of the other products. Water resistant, so kept me dry, light but not cold. So even in snow, my legs weren't cold. So these ones that I'm about to show you, or hopefully I've got an image overlaid, do have an inner lining, but really comfortable. Again, low 20s dollars, fantastic. And at the time when I placed this order, I was going around shopping malls looking at all the brand name hiking pants, and 150 bucks, 200 bucks, I think the cheapest might have been 130 bucks. And then I got these and I thought, these are as good as any of these brand names, and the brands that are out there. And I wear these pretty much every day. Just wash them, they're going to fall apart eventually, and fair enough, but for whatever it was, 22 bucks or 23 bucks, you can't go wrong. Now the catch is, when I got these and I saw how good they were, when I got back from Peru, I thought these are fantastic, I'm going to get a few more. Placed orders, and Temu quality control, or whoever the manufacturer is, just absolute garbage. So I could never get the right sort of pants again. So again, it's a roll of the dice, hit and miss. You never know what you're going to get with Temu. Okay, next up, neck pillow. These things sell for ridiculous amounts of money at airports and online. I bought this on Temu, I don't know, 15-20 bucks or something like that, which was quite a significant discount to everywhere else you can get them. Tried it a couple of times on a plane. I thought it was terrible. So this is a terrible buy. I mean, the product is what it says, so me calling it terrible is not a reflection on the actual product quality, but it's not really something I want. With hindsight, it's not something I needed to buy, and but I've got it. And the only time I've actually used this is as a pillow when I was hiking down in Patagonia a couple of months ago. So yeah, that wasn't a real good purchase. I thought I'd need that for long haul travel, but turns out I didn't. Something that was a good buy is this little thing here. I've already taken it apart because I recorded this once before and something went wrong, so I've got to redo it. So what we have here is a little cable and a couple of little attachments, and what these are is just USB-C on each end. And if you've got a lot of devices, or not a lot, just a few devices with different connectors, you'll find that you can just take your USB cable, stick this on the end, and it means you don't have to be carrying all these extra cables. Just stick with the USB-C cable. It's also got a USB, what's this one called, USB-A or C or something, just the standard USB connector as well. So I use this all the time, and it's also got a little pin for removing SIM cards. So for, I don't know, $2 or $3 or something, one of the best purchases ever. Now, something that was a spur of the moment purchase, because if you've ever been on Temu, you know what happens. You're scrolling and all this junk comes before your eyes that you never know, that you never knew that you needed, and you probably didn't need. One of those things was a fold-up day pack. It's only, I don't know, 15, 20 litres or something like that. Now, because I filmed this before and something went wrong, I've already pulled this apart, but essentially what happens is this will just fold up. Let's see if I can get this done. And fold up like that, fit into a little pouch, and then it's easy to store away. But it means that you've got something that's capable of carrying a few little knickknacks if you're out for the day, or even if you're travelling and you're just going down the corner store to get a couple of things. So I haven't used it. I've had another day pack that I use regularly, so for me it wasn't really a good purchase, but that's not to detract from what it is. It is what it says on the packet, and I think it was probably, for some people it would be a good purchase. Did you ever know that you needed a microfibre towel? Well, I didn't until it appeared in front of me one day. Not the towel, the actual ad for it. So I bought it. I figured I might need it when I was travelling. Now, everywhere you go, everywhere you stay, they put towels out for you. Not everywhere, most places. So I've only used this a few times, and that's down in Patagonia at some of the hiking refuges. They had hot showers, but you had to have your own towel, and fortunately I had this with me, so I was able to enjoy hot showers down there and dry myself off with this microfibre towel. That's the only times I've used it. I've actually been out on boats a few times in the last few weeks, down in Belize and Mexico. Well, I'm in Mexico at the moment, Mexico City, and I haven't needed to use it. I just dried off in the sunshine, but this could be useful. I'm glad I bought it. Don't get a lot of use out of it, but it was a worthwhile purchase, I think. Now, did you ever think that you needed a rain poncho? Neither did I. So I was in Peru last year and doing this hike, and it was a three-night hike, 4-night hike, can't remember now. But we had a day where we encountered blizzard conditions, rain, sleet, snow. Now, fortunately, nobody was prepared for it because it was in June, so it's supposed to be nice and dry and perfect weather. Fortunately though, the locals were selling these little plastic sheets as rain ponchos for tent solos. So everyone grabbed one of those and they kind of did the job, but I swore walking through rain in that thing and then snow that as soon as I got home I was going to buy a rain poncho, and that's what I did. And I've had to use it already because down in Torres del Paine, day one, the hike to the Mirador, again it was rain and sleet and snow, and I was covered. I stayed dry. So you may only need something like this once or twice a year, but when you need it, it's a lifesaver. So for, you know, $10 or something like that, it was a fantastic purchase. Very strong. I'm not going to take it out because all you're going to see is a big black sheet, but quite strong material. I guess it's some kind of nylon or something like that. So yeah, I'd definitely recommend grabbing something like that. Packing cube, don't really need it, to be honest, but you can get them reasonable prices. I got one. I use it, but you know, big deal. Headlamp. You never know you need a headlamp until you need a headlamp. So I did need a headlamp when I was in Peru last year on that hike that I was talking about, where we all got, well, we didn't all get wet because we got saved by the locals with some plastic sheets, but we all got uncomfortable. But in any case, this was a cheap purchase off Temu. Charges up from with a USB-C. Does what it says on the packet. Yeah, good purchase. What else can I say about it? Only cost a few bucks, and can't go astray. It doesn't weigh much, quite light, so easy to pack, and you never know when you're going to need it. Adapters. We all need these travel adapters. You can get them all over the place. Some of them are quite expensive. I think that's probably due to the amps or wattage coming out of here, where we've got 3 USB and a USB-C port, and all the standard global power ports. I use this all the time, obviously. Well, everybody who's travelling has probably got something similar to this. It's only cost $20, so if you're thinking about something like this, then that was good value. Waterproof bags. You see these things everywhere these days. So they're not sort of exclusive to Temu or anything like that. I bought this, figured I might come in handy. I've used it a couple of times. Did I need it? Probably not. It is kind of heavy actually. It's very solid, and it certainly would keep things dry. Did I need it? I don't think I did, unless you're really expecting to be near water or on the water a lot. You could probably get by just using plastic shopping bags or something like that. So Nothing wrong with it, you know, happy with the quality and all that, but did I need it? Probably not. Just another case of Temu flashing all these products in your face and you're succumbing, you're falling for it. T-shirt, I wear this a lot. Looks a bit dirty now because I actually had to get this out of my laundry bag just to do this. But synthetic, wash it, it's dry the next day, clean the next day. And this is one of the problems with Temu, and that's with clothing, is you never know what you're going to get. So when I got this, I thought, fantastic, I'll get a couple more of these because they're going to be useful when I travel. And first order came back and the material was different. I don't know how you can get that wrong. And the size was just all over the place. Sent it back. I mean, one of the good things about Temu is that you can return goods very easily and get a refund very promptly. So I don't have any issues about just ordering stuff just to suck it and see. If it's good, I'll keep it. If it's not, I won't. And I have to say that 8 or 9 times out of 10 goods that I get, I return because they're absolute crap. Anyway, so I placed a second order for this, and same thing. Material was crap, and the size was wrong. So I don't know what goes on with quality control in these places, but there just isn't any, I guess. So if you get lucky, you might get lucky, and you might find something that's good for you. Shorts, same as with the T-shirt. It's a roll of the dice. These are good, waterproof zip pockets, waterproof zips, quite comfortable, synthetic, wash, dry relatively quickly. I actually ordered 4 pairs of these, different colours, and they were all different sizes, even though they were labelled identical size. So yeah, never know what you're going to get. A couple more items. This day pack, not too sure what the brand name's supposed to mean, but this is about a 40 litre day pack, waterproof zips. So I had this on that hike that I've referenced, where we had in Peru, where we had the rain and sleet and snow and all this sort of stuff, but we did have the plastic sheets, so that kept this dry. But this is water resistant, so there was another day when I was hiking, we did have some rain. This was fine, nothing wrong with this at all. And again, this was only low 20s. The stitching's starting to come apart here, mainly because I've had a lot of weight in here. I've had sort of 10 or 11 kilos in here at times, which is probably more than it's intended. But you can't go wrong for this kind of price. It's held together really well, and water resistant, fantastic. So yeah, can't recommend this highly enough. And also, where are we? I think I was going to talk about TSA locks. Got a couple of them off Temu as well. Good for these sort of things here, for sticking your zippers together so that nobody's going to steal your stuff if you've got to just store it with somebody for a while. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. So, Temu. It's a bit of a joke. The app's like some kind of video game and enticing you to buy stuff that you never realised you needed, and that's because you didn't need it. Most of it's junk. I'd say 80% at least, maybe more, is junk. Even go up to 90. The thing that is a big tick for it though is the easy returns policy and refund. So you know, be prepared that when you order stuff, be prepared to be let down when you get it delivered and it turns out to be junk. But worst case scenario is you just flip it back and get a refund straight away, and just keep doing that until you find something that works for you and something that does the job. So yeah, that's Temu.